So I'm just dropping in a bit of color here for the eyes, a bit of green. I love green cat eyes. And I don't, I kind of don't always use the same color as I see in the cat itself. Sometimes I just have fun and use the colors I like. I like that. Like a bit of color for the nose too. I'm using some burnt sienna here. It's a lovely nose color. Just drop in some color, and I'm not worrying if I miss the odd little spot around the edge. In fact, I leave that because if you do that colored in kind of look, you miss out on having those lovely little spots of light. So if you miss some spots, just go slow. Think really carefully about filling stuff in. Just adding some color in here for the little kitty cat. And notice again, I'm not doing the coloring in look. I'm just kind of dropping in some color and allowing some lights to show. Think about each stroke. I like the light left around the eyes. Help the eye sockets look like eye sockets. And then the body. Still we're working in burnt sienna here. And this kitty's peeking around the corner, so I'm being really careful not to color on the wall that it's peeking around, so it can look convincing like it actually is peeking around the corner. It's a subtle hint of ear edges. Drop in a bit darker color there. Just in certain spots, I'll just drop in a few spots of the darker burnt sienna. And think carefully about each stroke. That's when you see me pause, it's because I'm pondering, am I doing what I want to do? Do I want to do something different? I'm really liking how it's looking now. How Kitty's looking. Giving Kitty a bit of depth. I'm really subtle with tabby stripes too. Just enough. I always simplify the tabby pattern just enough to give the idea that it's a tabby cat, because if we put too many stripes in, even though they're there, and make them too dark, then the eye doesn't know where to look. And I really use my tabby stripes to help shape the cat's face too, and to add character. It's something that takes lots of practice to find your own way in, like any other part of artwork. And that tail is peeking out there too, so I'm darkening the tail up a bit, so to push it back. I'm dropping in some mineral violet now. I like that. I don't worry about too clean of a palette, because you'll notice that where I was kind of working that violet, there's a few other colors there, but they're analogous or similar colors. So, sometimes it kind of adds to it too, because I'm going to be mixing them on the paper anyhow. Oh, I love that. Just kind of defining Kitty's face here. Giving Kitty a bit of depth. I haven't thought of a name for this kitty. Maybe you could help me out in the comments with a name for Kitty. Just dropping in color. Avoid just kind of giving it house paint type swipes. You just kind of want to drop in color. I know we call it painting, but we don't want the painted, colored in look. And again, of course, it's all about personal style too. You gotta find your own way. I'm just blotting some out here because I don't want those colors creeping around the corner, because I want it to look convincingly like a wall, like a corner of a wall that Kitty's peeking around. gentle with the ear strokes. You know what? That's the first time I've actually done it with my left hand, and I really actually like how it turned out. I like how the left ear turned out better than the right ear. So I'm going to have to use my left hand when needed more often. And the reason I did it is so you'd be able to see what I'm doing and also to get the right angle. So it's good to be ambidextrous, that's for sure. And then we're just going to plant Kitty here. Yeah, and I like that. And here you'll watch me kind of wipe out what I liked. And I do that often, but you know, that's all part of the learning process. I kind of felt that the jagged energy didn't really fit with the rest of the drawing, but you know, I'm liking what I'm doing here too, so I'm just kind of fading it out more than anything to plant or ground Kitty. Use a lot of mineral violet. It's a lovely color. And you know what, when it comes to choosing colors, choose what you like. I don't worry so much about actually so much what I see, but it's more about values. You know, where you need a dark, you use a dark color. Where you need a light, you use a light color. I like to abstract my colors a little, not too much, a little. And then up here, I'm just filling in a bit of the violet here too, just to define where the wall, where the corner is, the corner of the wall. Dropping in just a subtle hint of violet up here, mineral violet. Oh. Okay, now I'm getting a bit of yellow. I want to drop some yellow into the eyes and make more of a yellowish green, but just a hint. And not covering every spot, but just kind of dropping some color in. I guess I felt that I got a little bit of paint on the pupil and I wanted it to really stand out and be dark and black. So I blotted a bit of it out. Darken up the nose a bit there now too. That burnt sienna. It's one of my favorite colors. And I guess I felt it was a bit dark, so just a touch out just for a bit of variation in it, so it doesn't have that colored in look. Well, let's zoom up a bit here, and I'm going to put some whiskers in with my Jelly Roll pen white. And I'm discovering here that I don't see those whiskers very well. I think the pen is running out, but also I think I need to do the whiskers in black. And the whiskers on this particular cat were actually white, but I'm not worried about that as long as I've got whiskers. You can get too hung up on using the right colors and it takes away from the artistic process. So I'm just kind of getting ready to put some black whiskers on with my dipping stylus pen. And just I'm kind of feeling them out in the air first, the direction. And whoops, my whiskers are not ending up as long as I wanted. I'm still learning to use this dipping pen. And I guess the pen ran out of ink, so I didn't quite get them as long as I wanted, but I'm going to fix that here in a sec. Just feeling it out. I love those little whiskers that kind of point down. I wanted this one longer, so I'm going to try to extend it. That worked okay. And you notice I didn't start where the whisker ended, because then you would get that connecting part that would never end up looking right. So the bit of up spot that's missed just makes it look like that's where the light's hitting it. Whiskers on our left side, Kitty's right side. The one in the middle got a bit of a thick end, and I thought at first to take my rag and blot it out, but I've done that before. when I was new with these pens, and I did it with my signature, and I made a mess of it, so I don't blot out ink anymore unless it's in a spot that's really inconspicuous. I'm really liking that. I try not to get too carried away with whiskers, because too many whiskers can really weigh down the face. And I really use my whiskers to kind of add some rhythm and direction in my drawing. Yeah, a couple more in there, I guess. And now I'm getting the feel for where I want my signature. I want it to kind of add to the flow of the drawing, especially in a drawing like this, because it really isn't a spot to kind of hide it. So I just picked a spot where it's going to, you know, flow right up into the paws and then up, and then take the eyes up around to the kitty's face. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next tutorial.